Before we start, I want to share something special. I have written a book for men around the world. This book will teach you how to achieve your goals, how to be a good masculine man that attracts feminine women, and how you can solve your life problems, including marriage and business. Check it out, you won't regret it. For more information, check pinned comment and description. Now let's start the video.
So I'm super annoyed right now because this light went out. How am I supposed to get to this light? How?
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
We all know this is bullshit.
Sweetie, remember this?
I live alone and I own my own home, and I've never had to call a man to help with any repairs. My female best friend and I installed new flooring in all the bedrooms. I work in production and I can operate anything from a simple power drill to a hammer drill. I can operate a scissor lift and a forklift. I'm also incredibly resourceful.
Can you picture the chaos that would happen all over the world, especially in modern cities, if all the men, particularly those working in road construction, the telecom department, and infrastructure, decided to stop working for a month? Imagine if they all took a month off. Just think about the mess that would follow. Women wouldn't know what to do because, let's be honest, they can't live without their phones.
I love men. I think men are the coolest, but I don't need them to survive.
Yeah.
But
Actually,
I love men.
I have to come in on this. You do actually need men to survive. And here's why. Everything that you see around you was built and created and maintained by men.
Okay.
Everything. The infrastructure in this country, in every single country in the world, is built, created, and maintained by good, honest, hardworking men that just want to provide for their family.
Okay.
Everything. The roads you drive on, the buildings you live in, the restaurant, everything.
The dirty work.
If all men were to disappear, it would be chaos.
A girl who says she won't stand by a man during his struggles isn't someone you should marry. She's the type of girl who will encourage her man to open up and be vulnerable only to leave him when he does. She might say things like, "I'm not your mom," which is significant because many men today were raised by a generation where their moms were the only ones they could be vulnerable with.
A lot of these very beautiful young women were beautiful precociously. From a very young age, they started to realize that they could command male attention using their bodies or their sensuality. And that was a power that they became aware of before they even really understood how to utilize it or to handle it. But because they became aware of that power at such an early age, a lot of them didn't develop other parts of their personality.
It's so common. I've seen that so many times.
But I can understand where they were coming from. Being a beautiful woman is like being a billionaire's scion. It's like the rules don't really apply to you. Why did I have to cultivate my intelligence? Because I thought that it was a way to make a living and to get money and to secure my place in the world. But if I could get money and secure my place in the world without the hard work of cultivating my intelligence and building my practice, or why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
That might be a temptation that I might not have been able to resist either.
If you watch most videos online where women talk about not needing men, you'll often notice that these are usually drunk women or party girls saying, "We don't need men," while speaking purely from emotion and not really thinking about what they're saying. I believe we need each other, but women are being taught that admitting they need men is a sign of weakness. We were meant to complement each other, not compete against each other.
Honestly, I really don't give a rat's ass. If the male species is depleting, okay.
What?
You guys have had your time to shine. If you guys want to get better, you guys can do that yourselves, but I'm not going to get you out of the slump. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just I don't really care. That's on you guys. If you guys aren't working or not going to college, then I don't know how to fix that. I am. So I don't know why you aren't.
The truth is that women haven't changed. They've always been like this. The only difference now is that there are no immediate consequences for their behavior. That's why one of the key pieces of advice from the Passport Brothers is, don't bring them here. If women from traditional countries were really different, it wouldn't matter where they live. This is also why some Islamic countries strongly resist Western influence.
I like to meet a hoe who says, you know what, I'm a hoe,
Yes.
I'm a prostitute, I walk the blade, I sell my body, and this is what it is. You said something earlier that disgusted me, to be honest with you. You said, this is just what I had to do. You live in America, people would kill to get here. And South Africa is the country with the highest unemployment on the planet Earth. I talked to a woman who's my mother's age who tried to solicit me for prostitution, and I respected the fact that she wanted to work for her money and earn her money. So I said, hey, I'm a podcaster. Let me interview you. I want to hear your story, because people hear your story claiming that you had to do this. I talked to a woman who actually has to do this in a country with the highest unemployment in the world. You're deluded. And you know what she said in her interview? She said if I could go to America and wash dishes, I would go there and do that happily and send money back to my family. Difference between you and women there who are doing the same job of prostitution, they do prostitution in some cases because they need jobs. You do prostitution because you need God. You're lost.
The women who claim they don't need men are likely the same ones who were hooking up with guys like Chad and Tyrone, only to be dumped and replaced by someone younger and more attractive. Now, they're upset and bitter because the men they want aren't willing to commit to them. They've had serious men in their lives, but those men were ignored, friend-zoned, or treated as invisible. Many women online are dating for financial benefits like dinners, entertainment, boat trips, or beach house access, rather than seeking a meaningful emotional relationship. So perhaps men should just enjoy life and these relationships while they last, especially older guys. However, young men who want to start a family and have kids need commitment. But the problem is that many young women don't want to be in a committed relationship. Some women have a tendency to make everything about themselves, even when the topic is about young men today having less confidence and drive than previous generations. These women somehow manage to turn the conversation around to being oppressed or self-reliant. It's hard to discuss anything without them making it about themselves. The real issue is that we've let feminism take more than it should, pushing men's needs and wants to the side. Now, women think they can do everything on their own, but those who believe that should be left to live and die alone, especially if they don't care about men's struggles. Men are often valued based on their ability to provide, which puts a lot of pressure on them, especially if they're already struggling with mental illness or loneliness. The last thing you want in this world is to be an unsuccessful man with no support system. Men provide a sense of security, whether it's about feeling safe when going out, fixing things, or dealing with a mechanic. And women shouldn't lie about not needing men for sex, because many times they do say they've missed it or just needed it. The internal clock, nesting instinct, and hormones are real, and we're all wired to reproduce. You can't just think away your basic programming. It's there, even if some choose to ignore it. Even if we didn't think at all, we'd still instinctively want to have sex, be held, protected, and loved, even if we couldn't express or rationalize it. You can feel as intelligent as you want and tell yourself you don't need or want it, but it's part of being human. It's biology. It doesn't make sense to think that a woman cleaning her house when she has a husband is oppressive, and it also doesn't make sense to think that working a 9-to-5 job, doing chores for someone else in an office, is somehow a sign of independence and strength. Feminism has changed the way women and society view work and marriage, leading to older women in their 30s and 40s who are more masculine and have hit the wall, but society still tells them they're strong and independent while they suffer inside, knowing they're not happy and might live the rest of their lives alone. It must be pretty miserable to wake up at 40 and realize that the best part of your life was in high school and a few years after, thinking it would never end, that you could keep moving from one man to another until you found the perfect one. But now, they know that's never going to happen. The decline of marriage has gone so far that no one even talks about the joy and gift of bonding with a single partner to ensure shared values are passed to the next generation. We need to rethink what good reasons for marriage are, including this deeper and older reason, and it shouldn't be removed from modern relationships. These discussions about feminism are becoming toxic and confusing. While I can admire how some women view the world today, commitment is now off the agenda for many women because they live in developed societies where equal pay is a topic, and information is abundant but not processed correctly. Today, more than ever, it's crucial for modern women to realize that life isn't just about making money, generating wealth, starting businesses, and climbing the corporate ladder. Women have the option to avoid all that and still live great lives with partners who are happy to be providers, and even happier when they have wives who give birth to beautiful children and raise families together. I believe there's a reason people were happier back in the day, and it's because they stuck to certain roles in life and didn't get caught up chasing things they weren't meant to chase. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show your support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Help us spread support for men around the world. Please comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.